What is up, my bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. The training vlogs are back. It's been a little while since I've spoken one-to-one on the camera with you guys, so I hope you had a great New Year and Christmas. You ate lots of food, chilled with your family, maybe did a bit of training, gave the Xmas challenge a go. Speaking of challenges, one thing I am doing today is the Daily Move 2018. It's all about doing little bites and doses of movement throughout the day, like squatting and hanging and juggling. Just generally trying to stay active. Cheers. So sweet. But enough about that. Today is the start of a new series and something that I'm going to be calling Bodyweight Basics. Many of you may realise this, but the last 8 months or so of training have been extremely sporadic due to taking like 6 months off because of medial epicondylitis in my elbows, to having a tear in my rotator cuff. Like, I just haven't really had much consistency to do work. And the result of that means that although I have managed to train here and there and I've made some progress, I'm actually relatively deconditioned with just general all-round strength when it comes to bodyweight training. So what the plan is to basically create a series much like what started originally on this channel, like the Project Planche, like the Way of the Warrior, starting a series, something I can commit to, something that shows the process, because the process is probably the most important part. Because you don't just get out of bed and then suddenly you can do a straddle planche. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into achieving a lot of these advanced bodyweight skills that people, I don't think, realize. So for example, my main goal this year is to achieve a 5-second one-arm handstand on both sides. It will hopefully be 10 seconds by the end of the year. And I'm just about to start jumping into that now. However, probably what you haven't seen is the past 3.5 years of practicing and experimenting with the handstand to get to the point of which I can start training the one-arm handstand. So that's what this series is going to be. It's going to be about openly and honestly sharing with you the fails and the successes of training. There will of course be some tips and some tricks and some workouts along the way to hopefully help you with your training. In the gym, nice quiet space for once, which is a rarity in gyms these days. One-arm handstand program. I'm actually starting, this is the first day of official training today, and I'm also going to do a brief leg session afterwards. Main focus is the one-arm handstand though. Also, in terms of the program that I am following, I can't actually share it with you because I paid for coaching from my man Ulrich, who was in a previous vlog doing some one-arm handstands. And I thought I'd rather go to somebody who has lived and breathed this for the past few years, really practicing and knows the stuff, and get an expert opinion in an area that I'm maybe not as confident in. So I'm pretty mad. Yeah, this is basically my point. There's a lot of failing. I'm not even going to tell you what that draw was, but it wasn't even close. Next one. My forearms are literally on fire currently. I did a little bit less volume than I was supposed to do. It was actually about a 40-minute session. It's first session back. I wanted to take it easy-ish, and not absolutely destroy myself. It's humbling. There's definitely a long way to go. Anyway, now to the full leg session, and I'm just gonna give you a commentary on this one. So I promise I will keep this commentary short and to the point and not too long. So stay around because there is some good stuff to be done in this video. But for those who want to know, I am starting off this bodyweight basics workout with some deadlifts, some pause deadlifts to be specific. And just because I want to work my posterior chain, this is one of the best exercises. And for me, I know my core and TV activation is a little bit weak, which is why I'm doing the pauses. I was then pairing this with some Bulgarian split squats, and I was using a kettlebell loaded on one side of my body only to add a little bit more of a challenge when it comes to balancing and stabilizing for that lower body. I pretty much always do unilateral movements when it comes to the legs, simply because that's how we move as humans, and I can't be bothered to squat because I'm lazy, and to be honest, legs aren't a massive priority to me. Deadlifts, and I'm pretty happy. That was then paired with these single leg good mornings, which I've shared countless times on this channel for building hamstring mobility. I'm using just a 10 kg kettlebell here to add some resistance, but I was pairing these not for the fact that it's going to build up much strength in the hamstrings, mainly to maximize that range of motion and stretch out and improve the mobility in the hamstrings. This is my go-to. A couple of sets of this will keep my hamstring mobility improving gradually without too much effort. Then, because I'm working on middle splits today, I pretty much always start my middle split training with the Tailor Pose, which I have shared in my loaded mobility routine. I just find, like, if you look now at where the point is in comparison to where I end up at the end of this set, you'll see how much, for me personally anyway, it helps to open up those hits. I simply do 5 reps and then 60 to 90 seconds of PNF, and I get my knees pretty much flat to the ground, and I'm ready to do some middle splits. The middle splits for me, I have actually achieved in the past, but now I'm working on strengthening. So what I'm doing is basically middle split eccentrics. I'm starting from that middle split, I'm sliding down using some pads in this case to find the right resistance, and then trying to go kind of max-ish range of motion that I can control, and then sitting around there. I'm focusing on actually maintaining and holding most of the weight with my own legs, rather than using my arms to assist, and a PNF technique, which is actually what got me full middle splits, but I just want to build up more strength in that range of motion. So hope you guys are interested in the middle splits. I hope you find these 2 raw sets interesting. I was basically going for about a 30-second negative with a little bit of a hold at the bottom, trying to go a little bit deeper, but I wasn't working on going into the full splits. Then I kind of decided to add this combination with a bit of pancake work. I'm just going to let the drill speak for itself.
Chuki beat.
Then finally finishing up with some basic core movements. Hollow body hold. I like to use a bar with this one. This one actually is a 5 kilo bar just to make things a little bit more intense. And then I paired that with the prone Cobra, which is kind of like an arch body but more focused on postural correctment for upper cross and strengthening the lower back, which is 2 things that I'm actually working on. But that was basically the workout.
And that's basically the workout. Just finishing up with some posture and core. Dead.
So back from the gym, had a massive bowl of chili and white rice and then some dried apricots for them carbs, protein, post-workout. And that was kind of basically my second session back. The first session, especially with the one-arm handstand, there was a long way to go. It was a frustrating but enjoyable session. I'm really excited actually to get into the grind and especially share with you that process and that you don't just end up at that end point. There's a lot of work that goes into getting there, as I'm probably sure a lot of you are already aware. I just want to mention one thing because this is the first vlog in the Bodyweight Basics video, so I kind of wanted to share a starting point. But I also am not really sure how this series is going to pan out. It's not going to be specifically about food. It's not going to be specifically about training. It's about becoming a better bodyweight athlete and everything that entails. So that's going to cover all of those possibilities. So each vlog will be different in what it contains depending on what I'm doing on that day. So if you do have any requests or anything you'd like to see or anything you'd like me to talk about, as always, join the conversation down below, leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you want to know what the bodyweight basics are, I will put up an image as I'm talking now of the list I made in my 2018 goals video, and that's kind of the point of this thing, as well as my two main goals of the straddle planche and the one-arm handstand. However, it's now currently 7 o'clock and I have to edit and upload this video tonight. So I'm going to end the vlog there. Hit that thumbs up button if you're excited for the series and for the grind. There's going to be videos every single week, every Thursday on this channel. Leave a comment, as I said before, if you have any suggestions or any questions you want to ask in relation to the series. Don't forget to go down below, hit that subscribe button, make sure you don't miss any of the videos or the tutorials on a Sunday. But that has been it for this week, guys. Have a strong and healthy and stretchy and awesome week. Peace.